In the heart of a dense, fog-shrouded forest lay a forgotten McDonald's, shrouded in dark legends and unspoken fears. This restaurant, unlike any other in the McDonald's chain, was said to be cursed, a place where reality blurred with the horrific. James, a paranormal investigator with a reputation for debunking urban legends, was intrigued by the tales surrounding this particular McDonald's. Locals spoke of it in hushed tones, recounting stories of customers who entered and never returned, and of staff who vanished without a trace. Undeterred, James ventured into the restaurant one stormy night. The building, decrepit and overgrown with ivy, seemed to groan in the wind, its once bright golden arches now tarnished and twisted. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of rotting meat and the faint, unsettling sizzle of the fryers, which seemed to operate on their own accord. As James explored, his flashlight casting eerie shadows across the peeling walls, he discovered a hidden door leading to the basement. Descending the creaky stairs, he found himself in a labyrinth of tunnels beneath the restaurant. The walls were lined with archaic symbols and disturbing, half-finished meals that defied the laws of decomposition, remaining forever fresh. The further he ventured, the more the atmosphere grew oppressive, the air filled with whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls. The whispers spoke of a dark ritual, a pact made by the original franchise owner with a malevolent entity seeking eternal success for his business. In exchange, the entity demanded a tribute of souls, luring customers and staff into another world from which there was no escape. James stumbled upon a cavernous room, its center dominated by a grotesque altar made of kitchen equipment and encrusted with dried blood and grease. The air was electric with malevolent energy, and the whispers grew to deafening screams, revealing the tormented faces of those trapped within the restaurant's walls, their features twisted in eternal anguish. Horrified, James realized the restaurant was a gateway, a portal between worlds, feeding on the souls of those who dared to enter. He tried to flee, but spectral figures emerged from the shadows, their eyes hollow with despair, their voices a chorus of suffering. In a terrifying chase, James barely escaped with his life, the haunting wails of the lost souls echoing in his ears. He emerged from the restaurant as dawn broke, the building seemingly normal in the light of day, its sinister nature hidden behind a facade of normalcy. James never spoke of what he witnessed, the memories too harrowing to share. The cursed McDonald's continues to stand, a beacon for the unwary, its whispers from the fryer beckoning to those who dare to uncover its dark secrets.
Now the second story.
In the bustling city of Greystone, a series of bizarre incidents began occurring at various McDonald's outlets. Patrons reported experiencing disturbing hallucinations and unexplainable feelings of dread after consuming certain menu items. These occurrences sparked urban legends, but for Detective Emily Stone, these were more than just stories. Tasked with investigating these strange events, Emily's journey led her to an old, seemingly ordinary McDonald's on the outskirts of the city. This particular outlet had the highest number of reported incidents. The staff were tight-lipped, and the manager was evasive, claiming ignorance of any wrongdoing. As Emily delved deeper, she discovered a hidden pattern. Every incident occurred after the consumption of a new, experimental burger, the McMystery. The ingredients list seemed standard, but Emily suspected there was more than met the eye. Her investigation took a turn when she met a former employee, Alex, who was willing to talk. Alex spoke of a secret experiment conducted by higher-ups in the McDonald's chain aimed at creating the most addictive fast food. But something went wrong. A mysterious ingredient sourced from an unknown location was added to the McMystery burger. Alex led Emily to a restricted area in the restaurant where they found a concealed laboratory. The lab contained strange, unidentifiable botanical specimens and vials of an ominous, glowing substance, the secret ingredient in the McMystery. As they investigated the lab, the door slammed shut, trapping them. The McDonald's suddenly came alive, as if the building itself was reacting to their discovery. They were besieged by nightmarish visions and disembodied whispers, the walls pulsating with a sinister energy. Emily realized the secret ingredient was not just addictive, it was sentient, an entity that fed on the fear and confusion of those who consumed it. The hallucinations were manifestations of its consciousness, a way to spread its influence. With her detective skills and Alex's knowledge of the restaurant, they managed to escape the lab. Emily gathered samples of the substance, intending to expose the truth. But as they emerged from the McDonald's, they found the city transformed. The entity had spread beyond the confines of the restaurant, infecting the entire food chain. The city was in chaos, with people trapped in their hallucinations, the fabric of reality tearing at the seams. Emily realized the entity's goal was not just to spread through McDonald's, but to consume the sanity of the world. With the help of Alex and a team of scientists, Emily devised a plan to counteract the entity. They created an antidote, a compound that could neutralize the effects of the secret ingredient. The battle was not just in the lab, but in the minds of the infected, as Emily had to confront her own fears and hallucinations. In a desperate race against time, Emily and her team distributed the antidote across the city, battling the entity's influence. The final showdown occurred at the original McDonald's, where Emily confronted the essence of the entity, a harrowing manifestation of all the fears and nightmares it had absorbed. With courage and determination, Emily overcame the entity, using the antidote to dissolve its presence in our world. The city slowly returned to normal, the McDonald's chain withdrawing the McMystery burger and covering up the incident. However, Emily knew the truth. The entity was not destroyed, merely dormant, waiting for another chance to invade our reality. She remained vigilant, a guardian against the unseen threats lurking in the most ordinary places. And so, the tale of the unseen ingredient became another urban legend, a chilling reminder of the mysteries and horrors that can hide within the most familiar settings.
Now the third story.
In the small town of Ravenwood, an old, eerie McDonald's restaurant stood isolated at the edge of the woods. Locals whispered about its unnatural aura, with tales of bizarre occurrences and unexplainable events linked to it. Sarah, a young journalist with a penchant for the paranormal, decided to investigate the mysteries of this McDonald's for her blog. The restaurant, with its faded golden arches and dimly lit interior, seemed to harbor dark secrets. As she entered, the air grew cold, and the smell of stale fries and burgers filled her senses. The menu screens flickered, displaying items no longer sold, and the kitchen equipment seemed to move on its own, as if preparing an order for an unseen customer. Exploring further, Sarah found old newspaper clippings about the restaurant's history. It was once a bustling location, until a series of unexplained food poisoning cases led to its closure. The victims had reported seeing horrifying visions and experiencing nightmarish hallucinations after consuming certain menu items. Suddenly, the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows. The sound of a child's laughter echoed through the empty dining area, sending shivers down Sarah's spine. She noticed a decrepit play area, where the figures in the murals seemed to watch her every move. As she dug deeper, Sarah discovered a hidden basement beneath the restaurant. There, she found a series of old, bizarre experiments conducted by the franchise owner, who had been obsessed with creating the most addictive fast food. Unknowingly, he had tapped into something dark and otherworldly, infusing the meals with a sinister energy. The ghostly presence of the past victims haunted the restaurant, trapped in an endless loop of their last moments. Their whispers filled the air, warning Sarah of the cursed food that had claimed their sanity. Terrified but determined to reveal the truth, Sarah gathered all the evidence she could find. But as she attempted to leave, the restaurant seemed to come alive, with apparitions of the past victims blocking her path, their faces twisted in agony and despair. In a frantic escape, Sarah barely made it out, the haunting screams of the trapped souls echoing behind her. She published her findings, exposing the dark history of the McDonald's, but the restaurant mysteriously burned down the next day, erasing all traces of its sinister past. To this day, those who pass by the ruins of the restaurant at night report seeing ghostly figures and hearing the faint sound of a child's laughter, a chilling reminder of the haunting of the golden arches.